On the road of life, you're going to navigate some twists and turns. That's why it's best to have a friend. Two ladies, one show, endless wisdom. Your best life starts with self-reflection. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Anna DeVere, singer-songwriter and global wellness advocate, and my beautiful co-host, Melinda Boyer, producer, director, and I'm just going to say chief magic maker is here because she literally lights up my world. Melinda, thank you so much for agreeing to do this show with me.
I'm really excited about just being your co-host because, you have lit up my life. This is an absolute dream for me, right? With everything that's coming forward and how everything is unfolding, it's just literally lighting up my life and just being here with you, two redheads. I mean, wow. Right.
We're going to try to not get in trouble and we're going to try to go off the rails a little bit. But we both agree this is a God thing. So I'm just going to tell our audience, I met this lovely woman when I found out about her docuseries, Beyond Reflection. She's also the producer, though, of more than a dozen films. And we can chat all day about your films, but I saw you in Beyond Physical Matter. I knew you did Beyond the Secret. You are already cooking up magic as far as I'm concerned. But it wasn't until you invited me to come to LA and I jumped in your car. What color is that Mercedes? It's like Tiffany blue.
Yeah, it's like turquoise. Yeah.
Turquoise. And you know what? It was like stepping into a vortex because I thought, I don't even care what happens the rest of the day. I just want to chat with Melinda. That's how I knew it. We had to be together and thus the show was born. But, we have a very special guest today. She is featured in your new movie docuseries called Beyond Reflection. And I'd love it if you just kind of broke that down. What is the show and maybe why did you decide to produce it as a series?
Well, Beyond Reflections came to life back in 2019. I decided that I wanted to do a women's movie. And, Anna, we talked about this in the car about, most women, sometimes we don't really like women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was the whole feeling of competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my mom really instilled in me that I really was really designed to live her life for her, And when my mom passed, I really realized that, a lot of the things that I think I felt was because of how my mom made me feel as a child.
Mm.
So it really got me thinking. I really had always wanted to do a women's movie, but I didn't know how or what and what women to even invite, right? Or put into the docuseries.
Which is so crazy to me because I immediately felt zero competition from you. And you're such an esteemed filmmaker from everything from producer, executive producer. But I didn't feel any fear or trepidation. I didn't mean to hijack that sentence, but I just had to insert that. That's what I love about you.
But that is the reason why I came up with the whole Beyond Reflections, is because how we look at ourselves on a daily basis and what we're thinking in our head that is totally incorrect.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's times I think as women, and I always hear the women saying, we all got to get together. We all got to lock arms and build something together and be powerful. Well, it's not just about building, locking arms and holding. Who are we as an individual?
Mm-hmm.
Find out who you really are. And that's really why I really did Beyond Reflection, is because I really wanted to find a lot of these women who were really movers and shakers in the world that are really doing something and how they got to where they were. And that reflection as a child, are they really who they thought they were today?
Mm-hmm. I'm excited because you asked me to put some songs in, and a lot of my songs are just a journal and they don't have any place in the world, but you opened that opportunity up to me. I literally said, well, this song's just sitting on the shelf. And then when you invited me, I felt the spark. I said, wait a minute, what am I doing with that song? It's won awards and it's played well in the world. And
right.
I feel like as women, sometimes we put ourselves on the shelf. We reach a certain age and we go, it didn't happen. I've raised my kid. I'm doing this. So that's why we get to play here.
Yeah. And I think we put things on a shelf because life takes over, right? We do everything. We are not just a homemaker. We're a business builder too, right?
Mm-hmm,
We're building on the outside rather than here at home. And we've got all these tasks to do. We never really take care of ourselves.
Ooh, I feel that one in my gut. In fact, I'm going to do a little gut check right now because we purposely made this show the I Am show. So I'm going to just reveal to the audience, I am nervous and excited and beyond grateful to be with you. We'll see. It can only get better when we bring on our guest. I'm going to let you introduce her, but I'm checking in with you. How are you feeling, Lady Melinda Boyer?
I think I feel like you, I am nervous because I really want to touch the hearts of women. That's my ultimate love in life, is to really ignite women to really see who you really are. That's really what this message is all about. And who am I?
You've changed my life already. So you've already been a great success to me.
I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I'm just happy to be here. I'm so thrilled.
All right, let's bring out our beautiful guest. This is your creation. And I'm not talking to her. She came already packaged the way she is, but you so wisely, of all the women in your inner circle, you so wisely chose Lady Shatira. And today it is no accident that she is on our premiere show. Please introduce our esteemed guest.
Well, let me just introduce this wonderful lady. I met her at a Limitless event in Chicago. And as soon as she walked in the door, I was like, I told my husband, oh my God, I feel so embarrassed. I can't stop staring at her.
Yeah, I know why. I get it.
And sometimes you're just energetically connected like that, right? Until you understand that. And I was so energetic connected to her that she is my true sister, like from another life. And we talked about that, but late Dame Dr. Shatira is a entrepreneur. She is a world shaker. She is out there building a foundation to feed the homeless in Chicago. She is also an entrepreneur, and she is building franchises with the Chicken Shack in Chicago. And I'm just thrilled to introduce her, to bring her on and just let her spread her energy and her love to everybody, because she's just so incredible.
Ooh, I am already blown away. I'm going to put my love glasses on because I don't know if I can handle.
Look at that. Bam.
Let's bring her on. I am officially blown away. Hello, goddess.
Yes. Hello. How are you, ladies?
Silly and fun.
I'm so excited to have you, Dame Dr. Shatira, because it is just, as I introduced you, I was telling them how I first met you and how I couldn't keep my eyes off of you. And I was so embarrassed because I kept telling Don, my husband, like, I've got to go over there and talk to her and her mom. And Don kept telling me, leave her alone. Just leave her alone. I go, no, and we've talked about this, we've spent a lot of time together, and we've talked about how we feel that we're so energetically connected, and how we just feel like there was a possibility that somewhere, somehow, maybe in a different life, we were actually sisters somehow.
Definitely friends, sisters of some sort. Right? Yes.
Right. It's just an incredible feeling.
It's an energy match.
Oh,
do you feel that way? Sometimes I met a girl in high school, and she walked in from another high school, and she was little Miss Theater thing. And I just went, "Ooh, I could hate this girl, but I better make her my best friend because I just want to be friends with that. I don't want to compete with that." So did you feel that? That's an energy match, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But I didn't feel, and I've talked about this before, of how I've always felt like, I just don't want to go out and meet women, right? I just
yes.
It's just like, but again, it's the whole energy match, right? You have to be, and this is one of the things when Don put me on this whole experience to go out and meet women and do things with women and, do all these things. I was like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, you need to. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to do that. But I think that when you feel confident in yourself, and I don't think at that time I felt confident in myself. You have to learn to feel confident in yourself in order to feel a vibrational match with somebody who is successful, and we've talked about that before, right?
Yes.
Tyra, we've
definitely talked about it. But it was a clear understanding from day one. It's almost as if energetically we were communicating without physically doing it.
Yeah,
it's
for
kind of
sure.
like even when I met Anna, it was like, okay, I know this energy, but I don't know her, but I really want to give her so much of my attention right now, but yet I got people pulling me in this room. But I know her, and I don't want her to disappear on me. But
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it was like an energy that was familiar.
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
same like yours, Melinda, but it's like, did she hang out somewhere in my room? Like, I know this energy.
Okay, I'm going to talk about it because literally I got out of Melinda's car and came back to Vegas. And the next day I'm still on cloud nine. And I said, I really want to connect with another nonprofit because it's not really working for me the way I'm doing on iHeart. I need another nonprofit. And the second she put your name on my phone, I did not even ask you. I just started driving towards the Palms here in Vegas. I just didn't even ask. And I had like a house dress on, and you're in the middle of the Now conference. And I'm like, I'm meeting Lady Shatira. I don't even know if I'm dressed. And I have all these crystals and things. And I thought, will she feel me? Will she understand who this crazy woman is with no, like, I'm wearing a house coat. And then I see you in your glory. And we met in the lobby. And I had the same thing. See, I saw your bling, and I had to bling it up today because I was like, I saw you and I was electrified thinking, I hope she sees me. I'm great too.
No, you saw my bling, but you felt my crystals. Because do you remember me telling you? I don't know if I said it. I may have said, oh, I love the crystals. I have them in my bra.
You did say that. And then you touched my necklace and somebody smacked her hand and said, you don't touch another woman's crystals. And I said, yeah, but she's my family. She doesn't have to ask. She's not. It was weird because I'm like, you're not dirtying up my world. You're making it better with your touch and your grace and your shine. I was like, all the rules melted away. And that's how it was fun.
But, talking about crystals, I mean, Dame Shatira is the crystal lady. I mean, I call her the crystal lady, really.
Seriously.
I definitely work my magic with crystals. I love it.
Okay, let's talk about one thing I want to talk about because our show is called the I Am Show. We didn't even ask you. How are you feeling? Can you tell us how you are?
Amazing. I feel like life is really dealing me the cards that I've been wanting. Finally, if that makes sense.
It does. It's 100%.
Something for so long, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, it's happening. So I'm excited to see every day. What next? What next? What next? That's how I'm looking at life.
I have not stopped feeling that way since I jumped in Melinda's car. And that's not even a joke, but I do want to chat about it because people listening need to kind of understand this. Because I think everybody's sort of moving into this awakening phase, which is another reason why it's so good to chat. I have a dear friend who taught me about financial alchemy, which is everything we've ever heard of in The Secret and Intention. But she said, putting an I am statement over hurt and deep-rooted problems is like putting a Band-Aid on a snake bite. If you don't get in touch with what is really deeply rooted in your soul, and that's a reflection thing. It's not, I did this, I did that. It's how you feel. Then the I am statement won't help you. It will mask what you're trying to do. I feel like the three of us understand something of that, and I'm open to chat about that. But when you're in the groove like you are, Shatira, I feel like life becomes a very fast-paced and exciting ride that is undeniable. So
it is. And what I have learned in our life, in our school here, in earth schooling, should I say, once you decide, for me, once I decided that I was just going to take the ride and learn from it, because, a lot of times as humans, we tend to try to develop our own skills to beat it. But no, you have to ride it. And once you ride it and you pass the classroom, it all just start making sense to you. And once I decided, you know what? I can't beat universal schooling that I'm placed in here. So I have to listen to these teachers, which show up like lessons so that I can get this right, so that I can move forward. And until I remove me out of my way, that's the only way that I'm going to learn. And that's what I decided to do. And once I did that, it was like, wow, it was kind of like I said to Lady Melinda in one of her other movies, it was kind of like being docked on your boat and you're right there and you feel like you're in such shallow water, but you're like, oh my God, I can't get out of this sand. I can't move forward. But once you decide to just allow and you really get to the ocean, you're like, what the hell? I was fighting the sand this long? What the heck? And the ocean was waiting for me.
Yeah. How
it feels.
It's interesting you say that because we always try to take shortcuts, right? And I think as women, we always try to take shortcuts because we got too many things to do. I got too many things to do. I just can't sit here and wait, right?
Especially you have so much on your plate. You are not a lady of leisure. I want to call you one, but you're not. You're a lady of calendar. Calendar needs.
It's like you're driving a Maserati and you're driving it on the Autobahn, and I just stepped into your car and went, whiplash, okay.
But I've always thought that, I think we stop ourselves from doing things, right? It's all about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I've always, my dad, one of the things that my dad taught me is that you have the ability to do anything you want. It's going to be you that's going to stop it, and I didn't understand that until about 4 years ago, and with my dad's background and my husband, who's just like, he's the best, not just a husband, but he's my mentor. He's my everything. Right. And he guides me in everything that I do. And it's so much when we're not paying attention to our intuition, and us as women need to do that because our intuition tells us everything, and we don't do that halfway enough, and that's one of the reasons why I listen, I pay attention, but I also stop and pay attention to what I'm hearing. Right.
It takes guts to do that, Lady Melinda. Because so many times when we're born, we are imprinted from day one. Oh my God, don't listen to your thoughts. Don't do this. Because if it goes against the natural you, that means it's definitely going against religious beliefs. And then you're afraid to do it.
Yeah.
But that is where you get all your answers. And you're absolutely correct. That's how it happens.
That's what happens.
I love this wisdom. I'm going to add that my sense is that we identify with our circumstances. So I look at life backwards because you can't really look forwards all the time. And Shatira, you said it, when you decide, you're already on that path. Decision time. And I made one in July, and that's literally when Melinda and I connected. I made a decision to make a quantum leap. And the art of allowing and getting out of your own way is to say, I'm getting there no matter what, because I am not my circumstances. I look back and I go, I was getting more out of life when I was truly messing up. It's not like God said, okay, get worthy and then you'll get something special. We have to remember. And I say this, you're going at it like the little orphan boy on Oliver Twist. May I have some more, please? And God has the Grand Canyon worth of love for you. And you're just sitting here going, I'll take just a little more. And you're bargaining like, hell no. Get the whole Grand Canyon worth that you're expected to get, right?
Yeah. And that's a good point, Anna, because, a lot of times, because how we're brought up, you don't need to take all of it. You just take a little bit. That's all you need. No, you got to learn to take all of it, right? And Dave Shatira, you are the perfect example of that because you don't let anything get in your way. You're like, I'm out. This is my vision. This is what I'm doing. And you stay focused on that. How do you stay focused on that?
I stay focused because I decide to. So let me say this to you. Every single day, and I'm not speaking it into my tomorrow, but I am sometimes introduced to things that don't bring me joy. I always say this. Every day we leave our homes, we get a couple moments where we could run into hellish people. But I always keep it heavenly, if that makes sense.
It does.
I decide to keep it heavenly because I've already understood and learned in that classroom of life what that looks like and how it only affects me. Nobody is coming to rescue me. I learned that the hard way. I must be my own rescuer. And I decided to remove the imprinting, because a lot of times people think that addictions are only due to drugs, okay? But a lot of times when you're imprinted with lack and loss, people become addicted to that as well. There's no counseling for that. So the only thing they keep repeating, even when good things are happening, they keep removing the good and find the negativity in it because they're imprinted with never being a success. So I always tell myself, even when I'm introduced to moments that remind me of what lack felt like, I say, nope, because I remember many moments of success and I remove that. So now if I'm living in that vibration, I'm drawing that energy and I'm also becoming that frequency. And in doing that, there's no choice but for those vibrations to reach out to me and open doors for me, because I understand I never attract what I desire. I only attract who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how I do it, because I've learned the process of obstacles. And it's really just my teacher that I don't like. And sometimes it comes with friends and family's names attached to it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why we shy away from meeting new women, Melinda, is because sometimes those lessons have come in our own family and they've imprinted on us. Like she's saying, like, it's not safe to be with women. It's not safe to be who I am. It's not safe. And I feel like this show is literally breaking everything open. We're going to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get very authentic and real. I appreciate everything about you coming on with us.
I appreciate
I want to say something about Dame Shatira. She's going to be in Beyond Reflections, right? And she talks about when she was at her lowest, but still really thought of herself as being somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
She never put herself in that energy of lack, right? And I think all of us need to remember that. But she's also going to be in the new movie called Beyond Physical Life, where Dame Shatira is also a medium, and she talks about how all of this is coming along. So I'm just really excited that you're in both of these featured, and how you talk about different elements of your life and what you've been through in your life, and you're so open about it. And I just want to say how much I appreciate that.
Oh, no, thank you for being willing to hear it, because I do want to say this. One of the things you stated about me being beyond reflection is so true, because Anna, there was a point in my life when I don't like to use the word homelessness, because everybody has a story, and that for me is just the past. It was just an experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you one thing, I'll never forget. I was a bougie homeless person.
I relate to bougie homeless.
Like, how can you give me advice when you're in the same situation? Because my mind, I was the kid that was just like, I don't care what you're looking at. That's not me. I don't even know where that came from. I believe that I was better. Just like a child, you cannot convince Santa Claus doesn't exist. And that is where the magic happens. That is where the creation and manifestation is happening.
Well, you have to remember something too, is that your mom, who is in Beyond Reflections, also talks about what she did to you in your younger life, right? How she put affirmations in front of you, like on a daily basis, and she would move them as she grew up, right? So these affirmations were instilled in your head, right? And I think all of us at one time have had mentors in our life, right? As young adults or young children, but do we ever pay attention to that? It doesn't. We don't pay. We are paying attention, and we don't really figure it out until we get, later in life, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Because it's beyond reflection, Melinda.
So much truth.
Reflect back on it. I always say my parents were my worst experiences because they were the teachers I did not like. But I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that they were my teachers, because they actually love me. And it was better to have teachers that do love you versus those who don't.
Yeah. So, one of the things I would just want to remind the young women, if there's young women who are out there listening to this, you may not like your parents right now, but they're really instilling something that's going to last a lifetime for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's so true.
You have to listen. You got to know that no matter what, every experience you're having is one for your ultimate good. God, source, universal law, the divine order of love is never working against you. It's always working with you. You are the creation of how this test feels. It can be horrible or easy.
This is attitude personified. Everything is attitude. You've said so much truth and wisdom. I am. So our audience is going to get so much out of just this little introduction, and then seeing you in 2 movies. Oh my goodness. You're going to come back and talk about it when we get on the red carpet and premiere this thing. Can you talk a little bit about your nonprofit, please?
Yes. So as you know, that I am the CEO of Chicago's Chicken Shack. It is a national restaurant brand, and now we have launched Chicago Chicken Shack Cares. I'm so excited because, based on my classroom of life, I've always wanted to make sure that I never forgot people who I knew. I feel like I'm a friend to every level of people, no matter who they are. So what I decided to do is now we have joined in and we are feeding 3 to 500 families a month for free. I love it. They pull up in their cars. I joined in with my friend Dame Shanita Ray with Activate Church. And let me tell you, I am going to be feeding 3 to 500 families every freaking month. And no matter the location, I'm so excited. I want everyone to join in because we want to remind the world that there are people who care and there are restaurants who want to give, and we're doing it already.
This is so beautiful. Do you know, here in Las Vegas, I serve a community of youth and we feed the homeless. And I think there are a lot of people that don't understand that distinction if they've never been unhomed or however you want to say it.
Yes.
And I'm so proud of my children that I mentor because they're very close to the edge themselves and they do not look down on the people we serve, but it's very rare. So what you're doing needs to be highlighted, embraced, seen, and emulated. So you are a leader in that space.
They can go to ChicagoChickenShack.com. I mean, it's easy. The foundation is coming, and we want to partner with other restaurants and companies who want to be givers because sometimes people overlook them because everyone always tends to think, oh, they're just in the world to make money, but there are a lot of good people out here. And, we've all been very privileged, it appears, in our lives, but it's nothing like understanding every level. I've been from homeless to heaven to without to everything to it's just I have such a grand genre of friendships with people, and I love it. And I love when people love our food, and I love that they're getting something free. It's almost like I hope I'm not messing up because if God gives me like an extra lipstick tube, I'm probably going to share it with somebody. But it was a gift from me, and I know I don't need that much, but I love it. This is the way it works.
I don't know who said this analogy, but all that love and light comes through you and out and moves in and out of form. You're not messing up anything. You're just sharing the wealth, and it is apparent that God is shining on you for that reason. And there's no bargaining there. You are the real deal.
I'm so thankful for Lady Dame, Melinda. Thank you. I honor our friendship. I honor our sisterhood. Anna, same here. It's nothing like, you must find joy when Source puts divine people on your path. It's unbelievable.
It is. It really is.
And stay tuned because it's happening a whole lot more. If it's not happening to you, we look forward to being in your life. I look forward to hearing comments from our audience. And this is an open conversation with some of the finest women on the planet. We are here to love and support, and we mean it. So any parting words? Because I am now feeling so grateful, blessed, and relaxed. I feel like this conversation reminds me that it's a balancing act with God to follow his will, but then know you are the center of your creation. You are driving the bus, but you are not alone. It is always working out in your favor. Amen. Let's go.
Amen.
Love. I guess that's what I say it.
Any final I am statements, ladies?
I am divine. I am love. I am frequency.
Thank you for tuning in to the I Am Show, where we explore stories that inspire and empower. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like, rate, and subscribe so you never miss an update. Share this with someone who needs a little extra inspiration, and we'll see you next time on the I Am Show.